Or we found you.
Ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
We're excited! We're excited! We're excited!
Shh. To talk about dementia. We're so glad you're here. And we are...
I am Dangle of Dangle and Dot.
And I am Dot of Dangle and Dot. And together we dare to do dementia differently. And we're encouraging you to come along.
Please follow with us.
And realize maybe it's not what you thought it was.
Imagine that, because it's the worst thing you think you could ever hear.
Yes. And so in our last show, we introduced Dangle here, and you've been living well with a diagnosis since
2013.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I, Kat, have lost 8 family members to all different forms of dementia. I've care partnered in multiple ways across the country, up close and personal. And together, people think we're a mother and daughter, but we're divinely
in heart. We probably are.
Brought together friends that we want to talk in real talk about what it's like.
Yes, from the person diagnosed part and from the person that is caring for.
And we kind of like to call this a care pair.
Yes. Ooh, your hands are cold.
I know. Warm heart, as my mom would say.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, but with dementia, it's very confusing.
It is. And we thought today we would talk a little about what is dementia darn it.
Anyway, and there's so much confusion, and rightfully so, and angst.
Yeah.
And, something's happening in my brain. I'm not sure. Is it normal aging? Is it something to worry about?
Yeah, all of those things.
All those things.
And we are interested in, as we did, turn around and face the fear.
I think then you become more fearless.
Yes.
Fearless.
Yes, you learn how to live within it. If it's you know what? You may go for a diagnosis and it isn't dementia
what you
or
thought
Alzheimer's, right?
Yes.
Or the forms of. So go find out.
Yes, and I think that was one of your gifts, that you decided that early diagnosis was the gift.
Yeah, that was the gift. That was the gift. It's better to know. It's better to do than not do. It relieves your mind. We are talking about the brain, you know.
Yeah. And I think on the care partnering side, I have found getting a diagnosis, maybe understanding what's happening in your loved one's brain, getting a lot of education on what that means, why somebody may be repeating or can look at an object and not recognize what it is. That's actually something happening in the brain that can help you be that more flexible, patient caregiver that you really want to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And we want to be good doobies on our side too. We want to be as nice and as good as we can be. We sort of look at, looking at the care pair part of it to say, the more I understand the carer, the more she understands me. And as we go down this road, and if it starts diminishing a little, we understand each other for longer.
Yeah. So let's get into the brain.
Let's do that.
Now, when you were experiencing things, you were starting maybe to, you're having trouble navigating streets.
Yes.
Right? You were
getting lost in my own neighborhood.
Yeah, you were doing insurance forms, and you would fill them out, and the next day
I wouldn't remember what I'd said, and that person might call me up and say, Nancy, we spoke yesterday. Can you go over? Bang.
Yeah. And when my dad was experiencing symptoms of dementia, he was really sneaky. He would, he had forgotten how to dial the telephone back in the day where you had to press the buttons. And so he would, so cleverly said, hey, darling, do you mind calling this number for me? It was his roundabout way of saying he he didn't know the steps
Right.
anymore.
Mhm.
So what do we do? Is
Terrible
this
feeling.
normal aging? Some of it could be. Is this, something, a disease?
Mhm.
Let's just appreciate the brain for a moment. The brain is our receptor for
It's the
everything.
24/7.
The 24/7 thing that is your
Works all the
processor.
time, even when we're
It's
sleeping.
processing language, it's processing light, it's telling your organs to
What
do
to
their
do.
job.
So important.
Yes, and it's, recalling memories at lightning speed. This is a tissue box, somebody's name. So it's a very complex organ. And
And we never give it a thought, do we, until someone tells us that we're losing out on it.
Exactly. Okay, so I've been a brain health educator for several years, and certainly the number one question that I always get is, what's the difference between senility, Alzheimer's, and dementia?
Mhm.
Okay, and so dementia is what they call
The umbrella.
an umbrella term.
Yes.
This means that your brain, something is happening to your thinking skills, your processing skills, so much so that it's interfering with your daily activities of living, like paying bills, driving, being able to do certain things,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? So much so that you probably need some help now.
And listen, do you see the spokes that are under the umbrella? Each spoke is a different kind of dementia.
Yeah. So just think of dementia as the overall term, right? And now we know that there's maybe over 200 different identified types of dementia.
Wow.
Wow.
Can you imagine that? Wow.
It's complex. The brain is very complex. We even know there's mixed types of dementia now. So, it's already complicated, isn't it, with that
right.
idea?
And you're thinking out there, oh my gosh, I can never get this together. But if you think of the umbrella and the spokes, that helps.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yes. And the fact some dementias are reversible. Now that's worth going to the doctor for.
That is. And 13 years ago, 12 years ago, that's not what I heard.
Right. Nobody
It is
says
something
so.
they're saying
Yes.
today, though.
So it could be from a vitamin deficiency. You're having cognitive changes from dehydration. You can have cognitive changes post-surgery. Some medications actually can cause some brain fog of their own. Some other things going on in the rest of the body. So it's really worth to go find that part out for sure.
It is. You'll walk away knowing more about yourself. And if it even scares you into better living, better lifestyle.
All
for
right.
Just in case.
Yes. And so, Nancy, what was the first diagnosis that you received?
Early onset Alzheimer's.
Okay.
She's going to label me now.
I'm going to label this. It's terrible.
I don't like labels very much.
Okay. So, somebody put this on her at a doctor's appointment. How did that make you feel?
Less than.
Less than. Okay. And then Nancy was involved with a research study.
Mm-hmm.
And now this was conducted by people who are really specialists in this field of what we call neurodegenerative disease, all types of Alzheimer's. And they gave you the label of mild
Cognitive impairment.
Now, guess what, Nancy?
Another label.
Another label.
I don't feel any different than I did from the first label.
Yes, but guess what? Mild cognitive impairment is outside of the dementia umbrella, to
Yes,
be
it
honest, because that
Yeah.
means
Want to just tack it there?
it's on the outside.
Yeah.
This means that you can still, compared to your peers of your age, you are experiencing some brain changes
Right.
that are impacting your life, but not so much so that you can't function or you really need a lot more help, right?
Correct.
And now you've stayed in this mild cognitive impairment for several years.
Yes.
And we'd love to unfold some secrets here of how she's managed to do that. But back to the labeling game, there's also, you've heard maybe of Lewy bodies dementia. This impacts some walking, some ability to move. Whoa, it's falling off good. Celebrities, there's been celebrities that have this. Lewy bodies dementia, it's one of the second most common types. It can impact maybe the, sometimes can look like Parkinson's. People can lose speech and things like that. There's frontal temporal dementia, FTD, they call that. This one might have a lot of behavioral changes. It would be the frontal part of the brain.
Okay.
How does it feel when people label you?
You know what? It doesn't feel very good. Let me just say, it won't stick. It doesn't feel very good. And why is that? It's because there is a connotation to the diagnosis that you get when they label you with dementia of one sort or another. And when you start losing being able to drive in the neighborhoods you've driven in for years and years, or being able to keep an appointment. Are you coming? And you feel that you're not up to who you used to be. That's when it is really frustrating. I'm going to put this one right down here.
Yeah, and actually, we're only giving you a few examples of different types of dementia, just to confuse you enough to know it's complicated
It's
already.
very complicated. It actually takes years to come up with it.
And honestly, to really dial in a specific diagnosis, I've heard some of the doctors that I've worked with say take 4, 5, 6, 7 years to see how things progress. Our science is quite not 100% caught up to make it so easy.
Right. And what does that do to a person that's receiving the diagnosis?
Who kind of got this label at the beginning already,
Right.
And now you're walking around saying, oh, I
have mild cognitive impairment now, and I'm supposed to feel differently. I felt this way all along. However, is it normal aging? Or is it something that they have said it's something to look at and to acknowledge? And so when you acknowledge something and you get to know it a little bit, you make it a little bit friendly.
Yes. And then as care partner, Nancy was feeling, hidden by the labels. As care partner, not to get burdened with your new title of care.
Yeah, don't lounge in it.
And become so overwhelmed. Because your primary, to me, gift that you can give yourself and to your loved one is to bolster who your loved one is.
Surround yourself.
To take off these labels.
Yes.
To remove the umbrella. And so we can really focus on what we have, what we know about each other.
Right. And so we can do the dance, if you will, between care partnering and person living with, so that we can be understanding, the caring, the empathy, the love, the compassion.
Yes.
Not the disdain or afraid to mention it, or we ingest it so much that we just sit in a rocker. I love rocking, by the way. But you sit in the rocker and you just rock all the time, right? Because it really is a lot to comprehend. And if you're having some trouble.
Right.
And you have no idea how long it takes me to get out the front door.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think one of the things, though, Nancy, that served you is that you got a really good look from specialized doctors, right? That really could say, hey, Nance, and I've seen your imaging. I know people always think, well, she doesn't seem like she does, but you do have the hallmarks of all the Alzheimer's, what we call pathology. And there's parts of your brain that are not 100% to somebody your age. But you have learned, I'm sorry. But that's just a physical exam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are some things, some signs that it's there.
Right.
Okay. And for me, as a care partner, it's important to know, well, some of the things that are happening do have a disease cause that is happening.
Mm-hmm. And so labeling doesn't help, though.
Right.
That doesn't make it any, if you're going to the doctor just to get a label, that's really not, you have to go because you're curious. You need to be curious and curiouser about it, because it may be something totally different, and you'll walk away and say, wow, this was only a UTI or whatever.
Right, a UTI can cause them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think the first message is, don't be afraid of it. Turn around and look at it. Who can you talk to? Who can you go to? Dangle and Dot.
Dangle and Dot. And so I think when we want to talk about early diagnosis as a gift, it is a gift, and that it's going to help you maybe understand what's happening, right? And then parse out, there could be things you can improve with vitamin deficiencies and learning about the brain. But we never want to stay stuck there.
Right.
It's going to take a long time.
Right.
It's a frustrating process, perhaps, navigating the medical system.
And you have to look at doctors and who it is you're choosing. And sometimes we choose a doctor and then we decide, don't really like him, but I don't want to go through the process again. Right?
Or they're not listening to me.
Or they're not listening to me. I am here to tell you, you are important. You matter. You be you, and you be able to direct yourself in your own director's chair. And you do that by knowledge. You do that by turning around and saying, listen, I'm going to learn all I can about this. I made the choice to bring my 2 girls along with me, and eventually, pretty soon on, brought the rest of my family. And while it is overbearing to them also, this is a family affair, it is so wonderful. I am so blessed to have my family with me along the journey. And if it's not, don't wilt from it. Straighten your shoulders and say, I'm going to learn about this. I want to know about this. Let me stretch. Let me expand.
And so part of, I think
that felt good. I'm going to do it again.
Let's do it again. The whole care plan is actually to be flexible.
Oh, yes. Who wants to sit in a waiting room?
Oh, and with that, we're going to take a commercial break and be right back with a little waiting room.
If you want attention, you need more than an ad. You need a presence. Welcome to WWDBTV, your internet streaming TV station built for business and people. We create high-impact commercials and video podcasts with pro production. Then we help distribute your show where audiences already watch and listen. Your brand, your story. Broadcast ready. On streaming, on social, and beyond. Ready to be seen? Visit WWDBTV.com and book your production today.
All right. Yeah. So, Nancy.
Yes.
Your books of poetry came streaming into you
Yes.
when you got your first diagnosis, and you've turned them into 3 incredible books of poetry, a trilogy. And what are you going to read for us today?
I'm going to read for us today a poem that I call I Saw Me. It is a poem that I wrote because I felt so, when I watched this, my heart went out to the lady with the diagnosis, to her husband, and yes, to me. I sit, reticent and quiet, in a doctor's office, soft chair, curious about others coming and going. When enters a man and his wife. She was hunched over, following, not really there. They settled directly across from me. I try to refocus on my magazine article, but in one ear, softly, over here. Why am I here? From her lost face and blank stare to her obviously armored husband's ear. We're visiting, he says quietly, no smile anywhere. Not even an eye giving her grace. So I do, though perhaps not my place. Where? Slowly articulated in 2 syllables, she asks. Doctor's office. We're visiting here. Keeping his newspaper held tight. I wonder how hard this is for him. I guess very hard. For sure, I know it is captivatingly difficult for me to watch and hear, like overhearing a family feud, knowing I have no business listening. I don't want to be here, she mimics and nudges forward nearer to him. Silence reigns supreme. No motion he makes to comfort her. Then she tentatively looks up to him and snuggles in under his arm and inquires one more time, where are we? Why are we here? I imagine he dreads, as much as she, this office visit. Why else would he casually answer her without even a look up? Just for a few minutes were the words he could spare. I don't want to be here, she repeats, her thought. Not tuning in, nor eyes that leave his newsprint yet, he says. I know. A tired man, his look of resignation burns deep. The pages he probably doesn't see. Every motion of his body reeks perfunctory. I pretend I do not see, but I do. I feel sorry for him. Or should I want to shake him? I ask myself. Who am I saddest for? Him, her, or me? I can't help but wonder. Who will be sitting on that weathered red leather couch with me? I am sure it will be someone who will stop, look, and listen to me as though I matter. Suddenly I get up to leave. I am ready to go, even though this is my very favorite doctor of all. And that is saying one heck of a lot, you know. As I hear, hello, Nancy, come right on in. And I did. Yeah.
Wow. It's a powerful waiting room.
Powerful waiting room.
In that spot. And so I think one of the things you were glad you did, though, was to seek several diagnoses, right?
Oh,
You looked for 4, hoping somebody would tell you no.
yeah.
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 But then you settled on one.
And it was this doctor first.
Yeah. That really listened to what you also wanted.
Yes, was very kind when I couldn't, you know, if you've been in a doctor's office and going through the way that they walk you through the questions that they ask you to determine whether they think, according to that test, whether you have dementia or not dementia or some sort of a hesitancy, cognitive impairment. And just got lost.
That's okay.
I just wanted to show you what it was like to get lost.
Yeah, you know, we're keeping it real.
We are keeping it real.
So, we wanted to, ask you how important it was that you did finally find this doctor
Yes. So
that listened to Nancy
Yes.
and what Nancy
I
wanted.
knew he cared. I mean, it wasn't a doctor that had 8 minutes with each patient throughout the day, right? It was a doctor that really cared. And I liked that about him. And he said, don't worry about that clock. He says, let's go over it and let's do it again.
Mm-hmm.
And he just gave me that feeling of caring.
Yeah.
And I so needed. I had my youngest daughter with me at the time.
You needed that.
I did.
And I love you described that he was knee to knee an eye to
He
eye
was.
with her.
He didn't have anything between us. He wasn't sitting behind a table or a desk or the other side of the,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And so he was right there, connected eye to eye. We want to connect with you eye to eye.
Yes, and
We
lean
want
in and need a need.
We want you to know that we're walking in the same steps that perhaps you are.
Right, and they are always different because of your family dynamics, what accessibility you have to healthcare. But we do feel like it's been very useful and helpful to go and get that specialized diagnosis. It will take multiple steps. It will take perhaps a caregiver going an extra mile. Maybe a family member can do the process to get there for you. That would be a wonderful idea. But what, Nancy, to you was the benefit of finding out? And finding out
Well,
early.
my youngest daughter said to me as we were opening the door to the day we found out about the early onset Alzheimer's diagnosis, and she said, "Mom, why are you doing this? You're 69 years old. You're expected to forget some things." And I said, presence of mind. I mean, I want to have peaceful heart. I was living life well, but I was missing appointments and not being able to drive from point A to point B. And my dad had passed in 2002 with Alzheimer's. And so, hey, let's don't be crazy here. Let's help ourselves if we can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you've done so well. And in our next show, we're going to get into all those things that you took on doing, like in the time of your diagnosis to now. Also, care partner. And this time you're so worried about your loved one and you're noticing things. Start reframing from the beginning. Start really focusing on what you know they can do. Start preparing your world of who's available. There's this wonderful thing called a caregiving map, where you map out everybody around you, from a neighbor that can pull in the trash to a friend that would run an errand for you. I want caregivers to go ahead and start thinking of who is in my circle that I can really count on. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's not family.
We have a lot of times.
Sometimes we find it's our outer people. Sometimes we find we're carrying across the country, right? And maybe we identify the person that could help with bills or with tech or other things. So this time of early diagnosis maybe gives us a sense that we can control more.
Right.
We can hang on to more things.
The more that you get involved, the more you can.
Yeah.
From my experience and
right.
from people that we see that take charge, you get to be in the director's chair of your health.
Yeah, and that's our big thing. We go out, we speak in these director's chairs because you care partner and you person living
They're
with,
pink, by the way.
and they're pretty.
Pretty.
Because we do pretty. We want you to feel taking action is part of changing the prescription of what you think it's going to be.
Right, and if you do nothing,
well then, we can really shrink into do nothing and get depressed and find despair. And I have found when we get into this contracted stage,
these kinds of things. You are,
and it brings on shame and guilt and kind of, I don't know, really puts us in a low space.
It does.
And when we're in such a low space, it's harder to see all the wonderful things that are out there to help you.
Yeah.
There is that period, the crunchy period of accepting things are going to be different.
Yes. And the diagnosis is, if it's a valid diagnosis, it's not the end.
It's a new beginning.
It's a new beginning.
I love that about her. It's a new beginning.
Each day is a new beginning. Sometimes the endings are...
Yeah, so you were having some brain stuff going on the other day, and you were playing with it, I think, a little more. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I think you and I have learned how to be playful. Like, but some of my caregiving moments have been absolutely absurd. okay? And it's not against anyone, but it's just the things that happen. It's like, wow. Wow.
She's been known to walk in the room with a certain mindset and see that things aren't going very well and turning around and going out and
I go out
changing
the
her mind.
door. I go out the door, and I find movement really helps.
Yeah.
You know, animals do that when they get stressed or they're done.
Mhm.
Ducks flurry when they've had a little something going on,
Mhm.
and dogs. All animals will fluff and start over.
And we're just an animal, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so. So that was always my technique. I would go in and ooh, not going well. This is not going well. So I'd make it fun. I'd back up. Like, I'm gonna try again, and shake. Okay, let's see what else we have. You know, again, talk about being flexible. You know,
So it makes you go inward.
and then all of a sudden you're laughing.
Yeah, you're laughing
So
at
then you
yourself.
can come back in and go, oh, got it.
You'll learn how to laugh at yourself. That's when you know that you're
doing good. You're going with the flow
Yeah, That's
of what is going on.
Yeah.
I know it is a serious thing. It is a very difficult
I
journey.
know you're probably looking at us saying, "Are they crazy?"
Maybe, maybe. But it's more fun to do it this way.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, not every day is perfect for me. I just
No.
want you to know that.
And again, we do want to keep it real. You know, Nancy's going to be here being Nancy,
Mhm.
which is a wonderful thing. And I do want to share more about the tough times. I think some of the hard moments along the journey have been, you know, when you know something's wrong, you have to accept that. Sometimes when you have to place a loved one in long-term care, that's another
Ouch.
hard moment. And then when we know somebody's at the end of life. But, you know, together we can,
Yeah, together we can. It is easier together, guys. Really.
yeah. All right. Well, today that was our plan to early diagnosis, right? There's so many different types of diagnoses. Get, learn as much as you can. And in the meantime, you know, not accept the label, right?
Do not accept the label. Do not take that label. Put it to your heart and start rocking in your rocking chair. Please don't do that. Look at it and say, okay, where do I go from here?
Yeah, what I can do. We wrote a book about a lot of these topics with some great resources. Dare to Do Dementia Differently. We do have it available on our website and on Amazon. And we do have a list of resources there of people we feel like that are doing a great job.
Yeah.
Alzheimer's Association has a great list.
Oh my gosh, when I first got started.
Yeah, they've helped both of us.
Mhm.
We are in Las Vegas, and we have the Cleveland Clinic, Lou Rubo Center for Brain Health.
Golden.
Yeah, they have a lot of educational resources.
And they're free. I mean,
Yes.
they're complimentary.
I know. Yeah.
That's just wonderful.
Yes. We really like the work of Tifa Snow. She really has an incredible positive approach to care for people that we really feel like you should check out also. So, Nancy, any last words for today's show on getting diagnoses, getting a second opinion, and early diagnosis is a gift?
I think you need to remember that you are important. You are very important. Your feelings matter. I will tell you that my feelings alter sometimes. My feelings are not like they used to be all the time. And I will feel left out, or I will feel overridden on something, or I will feel one way or another, which would never have hit me in the olden days. And so you have to be aware and be okay and say, okay, well, that's just me, and I know that's me, so I'm going to go back and revisit that in a different frame, and it works. But you gotta be aware. You gotta be aware. Be you. Be fabulous you. And I know you don't feel like it sometimes. Sometimes I don't feel like it. Yeah. And sometimes you don't feel like it, do you?
No. All right. Well, thank you for today, and we hope you'll join our next show where we're going to talk about what to do while you're waiting for that diagnosis.
Yes, tune in.
Yes, thank you, and we're excited, Nancy.
We're really
And we
excited.
want you to come with us.
Yes.